call halal Yahweh, Baha Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Shem, Rakaha Kodash. The one to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. Okay, so this is part two to make ready, and so at the same time to institute. All right. So again, Revelation 13, 16, 17, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, so we're going right back into this thread, and what we were about to read was the, actually, let me read that first part again. All right. So it says, okay, so this system goes online and it captures the population in a, quote, net, so to speak, with how convenient in parentheses. All right. It says, I assume this would need to be put in place by all governments at the same time in order for something like this to work. A master switch, so to say. All right. All these countries are drunk off of the wine of Babylon. Okay, let me. All right, this is Revelation 18 and 3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. All right, let's see what this delicacies is. It says a word for delicacies.
Strong's G 4764. Strenas. Strenas.
It says excessive strength, all right, which longs to break forth, all right, overstrength. It says luxury, eager desire, all right. Strong's definition of strenos. It says strenuous or strength, i.e., figuratively, luxury, voluptuousness, all right, delicacy. I want to get that word voluptuousness really quick. All right, it says voluptuous is a noun that means the quality of being soft, curved, and that's not. Hold on a minute. Let me go get this in the. Let me get this in the scriptures, man. Actually, let me see. Let me see something really quick. Anyway, I'll go ahead and finish reading this. Voluptuousness is a noun that means the quality of being soft, curved, and sexually attractive. It can also mean the quality of feeling extremely soft and comfortable, or of sounding or looking extremely beautiful. All right. And that's what the philosophies of this place, Babylon the Great, does to everyone. All right, it looks very attractive. All right, really, there was another definition. Let me read this. This is a drop down question. It says, what is a synonym for voluptuousness? It says, some common synonyms of voluptuous are luxurious, sensual, and sensuous. While all these words mean relating to or providing pleasure through gratification of the senses, voluptuous implies more strongly an abandonment, especially to sensual pleasures. All right. Anyway, let me go back to the scripture really quick. All right, let me see. Let's look at this word delicacy. All right. Hold on a second. Let's go see what this root word is. The root word for, hold on. The root word for stranos
Strong's G 4731. Stereas. Stereas.
It says in a bad sense, cruel, stiff, stubborn, all right, hard. Okay. But that's what these other nations, that's why they are attracted to the philosophies and the ways of Babylon. Okay. She seems like something that you want. All right. She attracts you. And that's what they have done to all the kings of the earth. Okay. And since the kings of the earth have gotten rich off of following her ways, all right, they're going to hold on to her even through this prophecy. All right. So to make ready and so at the same time to institute. And these other nations are going to do the same. Okay. It says they're going to be a global move. And how is he able to do this? All right. Again, because of Job 9 and 24. Okay. So let's go ahead and get through these classes. All right. We have an S class. We have in C class. We have an R class. We have a Q class. Okay. It says each class within the CSRQ software app has specific parameters. Each class contains dozens of metrics and variables. Listed below are the most basic, which appear on the account profile when the account is queued. Okay, so let's see what these classes are. All right, C is common class. It says amount of accounts in the common class will be 7.1 billion or 95.5 of humans approximate. All right, and this article is back from 2021. All right, it says, You're gonna need a vaccination is required. All right, booster shots are required, 2 or more. All right, it says asset limitations. It says yes, no greater than $5,000 USDR net worth at any given time. It says account limitations. Yes, it says bank account cannot exceed $1,000. All right, USDR. Carbon score. Yes. It says restricts travel and food consumption. 1 is lowest and best is 500. Okay, that's the highest and the worst. All right, so who's to say how they're going to do this carbon scoring? Okay, we spoke about before this micro CHIP having everything on it. All right, your medical data, your ID, your passports. All right, your scan badge to get into safe cities. If safe cities become or if 15-minute cities become safe cities or sanctuary cities. Okay, it's also going to have a carbon score on this thing. All right, they're already pushing climate change. So a lot of people who haven't read the scripture or don't believe in the Lord when He says that the earth abideth forever, all right, they feel like they can do something to save the planet. And they're going to want you. They're going to want the government to be able to force you to show your carbon score. All right, are the elite going to have to do this? I mean, we're going to see. We're going through these levels, so we're going to see. All right, so it says we will discuss these concepts more in depth down the line. All right, I don't know if we'll get there, but they say they discuss them. All right, so the S class, all right, the sovereign class. It says amount of accounts estimated to be 7 to 8 million or 0.1% of humans approximate. COVID vaccination required? No. All right, now I don't mean to say COVID, but they're going to stick something in you. All right, you're going to need a vaccination. Well, you're not going to need a vaccination with S class. You're not going to need a booster with S class. Again, the S stands for sovereign. And again, all we're doing is reading this thread. All right. And you have to ask yourself, are these things possible? And then filter it through Revelation 16 and 17. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. Okay. Prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. Okay. Asset limitations. No asset limitations. It says no maximum or ceiling for total net worth. It says account limitations. No. It says bank account has no limit. Carbon score. No. It says no score is calculated or enforced in the S class or the sovereign class. Okay. What is R? Okay. R is restricted. Okay, the restricted class. All right. It says amount of accounts in this class is estimated to be 250 million or 3.36% of humans. All right. Vaccination required? Yes, for the restricted class. Booster shots required? Yes, 3 or more for the restricted class. All right, it says asset limitations. Yes, no greater than $1,000 net worth at any given time. Okay, account limitations. Yes, bank account cannot exceed $500. All right, carbon score. Yes, it says restricts travel and food consumption. All right, just as it said up here in the common class. All right, so far the sovereign is not required of a vaccination, a booster, not required to have a limitation on assets or accounts or carbon score. All right, This leaves one more. It's the Q. What is the Q class? Quarantined. It says, of course, the class rules for thee and not for me. Okay? You know that the ones that set this up aren't going to be worried about any of this. All right? And then the top, the ones who like all these likes and followers and all this, they're going to do whatever they can do to get to the sovereign class. All right? The elite aren't even in this thing. Okay? Quarantined. All right? It says each class. Hold on. Yeah, it says each class also contains separate screens for fines, demerits, penalties, and so on, as well as sections for rewards for good behavior. Sovereign accounts do not have these variables, though they appear to contain a separate module for certain benefits, such as vacations, golf club memberships, and so on. All right. So the guy goes on to, or whoever this is, goes on to type. It says, so, shall we take a moment to unpack this? It is clear that most of us will fall into C class, the common class. All right. But how will such a drastic change happen? How rich must one be to classify as sovereign? Let's dive into the Q and A on the website with a fellow who goes by, that gives his name. Okay, so they're going back to asking this person questions who leaked this information. All right, so I'll read through a little bit more. Okay, let's see. They have a little bit on the person that they're getting the answers from. These people don't matter. Like I said, this is just a reading to determine what can happen. All right, what can happen? Is this given any validity to Revelation 13, 16, 17? Not that the scriptures need validation from what's going on out here. All right. Prophecy leads to everything, and everything points back to prophecy. So where could this fall in prophecy? Indeed, it goes in line with causing all. Right? To make ready, so at the same time to institute. Right? Not being able to buy or sell unless you have this mark. Okay? So we'll read a little bit more. Okay, it says some questions have been revised to flow better in this post. All right, here we go to some of these questions that were asked of the person who seen these things. It says, what does CSRQ software do? And why is it so important? All right, it reads, it is a software suite that will transition all financial transactions from current SWIFT banking system into a new blockchain-based system. All right, this is expected to take place over a 3 to 5 day period in the future. When it comes online, it will bring with it a very robust social credit and tracking system. All right, it says, so what is this thing exactly? It says they call it an app. It runs on mobile and desktop. And keep all this in mind, because man, just keep all this in mind for future videos. All right, you have to be able to hold this information, man, and apply it All right, you have to hold it and think to yourself. Be circumspect. Okay? But all of this is reminding me of this article that I read about what they had just passed. All right, and Lord willing, we'll get that soon. All right, Lord willing, we will get that article soon and read some of this. And remember, this is in 2021. This came out before that thing that I keep referring to. All right, and all of a sudden that thing comes out and it mirrors this. You'll see when we read it. Lord willing, we get to read it. Okay. All right. It says they call it an app. It runs on mobile and desktop. It's designed as a back-end web-based user interface that the government officials and bankers can use. It's still being developed, so we've seen a few different generations so far. One week they add something, the next week they remove it. The color scheme has changed twice so far, so they are busy refining the user interface. Overall, its functionality is straightforward. It says it's very much like a bank app you use when you log in to your bank. Plus the social credit aspect, except it's a back end app, not for public use. The public will end up with something similar. They're going to release an app for the public too. And also, every bank will update their own apps to reflect all these new changes. The public name probably won't be CSRQ-SM. That's why I said don't pay attention to the examples that we give on this channel as far as the names of Walletmore or Neuralink or CSRQ. They could change the names, but just filter the technology. Go look at this technology and filter that through these scriptures, man. All right. So I'm gonna end it right. Let me see. Oh, okay. Hold on now. So it says the main interface has all the information and it's accessible from it. We can load up profiles, see people's class status, restrictions, fines, credits, everything. Okay. All right, now I'm trying to see how far I'm going to read. Oh, man. All right, yeah, I'll read a little bit more. All right, another question they asked this person, it says, so what's the deal with this $1,000 thing? All right, remember they couldn't have a net worth of 1,000 USDR. All right, in the restricted areas, which were all of them except for the sovereign. All right, it was the common, the restricted. All right, and I don't think we've even gone into the quarantine yet, but common, sovereign, restricted. Okay, so again, the question is what's the deal with the $1,000 thing? It says it will be an amount like that. Your bank account cannot exceed this amount at any time. Wages, generally speaking, will no longer exist and could not exceed $1,000 per month regardless. There will be no cash, so no underground or under the table economy. No bartering allowed. No bartering. So what does that mean for people who call themselves stocking up and prepping? They're going to come and get you, man. These people ain't playing. All right. Why is he called the wicked? Why is he called the one who comes to do the workings of Satan and the devil? Why does the Lord say that he is going to have indignation forever with these people? All right. Why is the Lord going to destroy these people? All right. We are all about to find out exactly why. Okay. So it goes on to read, it says, right now they are doing testing and updates and tinkering with all of it. So there might be some changes when it finally goes online. But it's clear to all of us they are going to set it as low. Excuse me. But it is clear to all of us they are going to set it at a low amount most people can barely live on, and take everything else, or put a limit or cap on what you can have. One thing you will also see are very high profile people and celebrities start talking about UBI, all right, Universal Basic Income. Man. All right, this is in 20, again, this is from 2021, all right? Chew the meat, spit out the bones. Is this possible? All right, what are you going to do if you do not have the Lord with you? If you don't think they know what they're going to do to you, if they can do it, all right, you're lost, man. You are lost. Even if you are hearing this now, they've been planning this. See, the people of the Lord are already being prepared for things to hit the fan. But you got people walking around thinking that it's all love, things are going to get better in the future. You think that these people have your best interests at heart. They don't. Anyway, it says I'll start again. It says one thing you will also see are high profile people and celebrities start talking about UBI, or Universal Basic Income. I think Elon already mentioned this, man. Elon talks about UBI. It says I've already seen a little chatter about this. Expect more as we get closer. These are talking points they were given to normalize this idea. Of course, some cities are openly testing for this, like Los Angeles. It's a part it's a part of a pilot program all related to this. All right? Let me read. Man, let me check this time really quick. All right, yeah, I'm gonna cut it here right now. All right, just because of all right, people's attention span. Okay, so we'll be back with more parts, Lord willing, in some future videos. All right. Uh, yeah. So this is, the water Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for preparing us for what's coming, man. All y'all people, well, there's a lot of people that are going to be stuck in the gray area. All right, or if you want to call it worse, worse is being outside of this truth, man. Either way, but you're gonna get people stuck in the gray area. Then you're gonna get those people who are really hurt for trusting in this man. Now you're gonna have influencers thinking they doing a damn thing because they made it in the sovereign class. As soon as they fuck up though, guess what? Restricted class, common class, or maybe even quarantine class, man. All right, the elite aren't in any of these classes. All right, that's like the question about the Forbes list. Who are the richest people? The richest people aren't even on that list. Those are the people they want you to look at, man. Who runs this country? They show you the president. It's not the president, man. And the politicians are all on the same side. They all trying to get to that sovereign class. All right, dragging you along as a sucker. Okay? The Lord got us, man. Lord willing, we are of that number. The Lord got us. We ain't got shit to worry about. Everybody else who ain't in this truth, yeah, what do Apostle Gabar say? The phone had to chime on that one. But all of y'all people, man, who just ignoring this truth, all right, not seeking the Lord while he may be found. All right, all of y'all done fucked around, and now you about to find out. All right. As far as we know, this is still the grace period, man. The Lord can turn y'all around if he want to. Right now, tomorrow, everything is on his time. But don't think that you're gonna sit here and not pray, disrespect him, right? Not turn to this truth in the best of your ability, and be protected, man. All right, so we'll stop it there. We'll pick back up on this in the next upcoming videos, Lord willing. Anyway, so call halal Yahweh, Bahal Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahal Shem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel, who can look like any nation. All right, this is not a black thing. Okay, check Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You can start at 15 and read through 68 and get all the curses. All right, these are the consequences for disobedience. In Deuteronomy 28 and 64, you will see that we were scattered amongst all nations to all four corners of the earth. Okay, so we can look like all four corners of the earth. This is not a black thing, man. We ain't black, period. All right, the Lord's heritage is likened to a speckled bird, man. Anyway, Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.